The whispering spirit in the abandoned house at night, in a forest where the wind only whispered faintly, the moon's light barely filtered through the trees. The lightless darkness surrounded everything with a sense of dread, and an abandoned house in the village stood silently like a ghost. The footsteps approaching the house were initially soft and cautious. The owner of those steps was Samuel, once brave and fearless, but now a man forced to face the dark secrets of the past. When the door of the house creaked open, a chilling cold filled the air inside. The thickness of the air made it hard to breathe. Samuel took a step inside, and the door slammed shut behind him. The house had been abandoned for years, yet something still seemed to linger within its walls. The rooms were dirty, the walls unpainted, and the floor was covered in dirt. There was a constant feeling that something was watching him from every corner of the house. As he slowly stepped into the living room, an old chair had been moved out of place, and an old clock on the wall continued to tick-tock. The clock seemed to stop at moments it should have, yet it gave off the feeling it was still working. Samuel took a deep breath. The dark memories of the past slowly began to invade his mind. Terrible things had happened in this house years ago. Suddenly, he heard a noise coming from the depths of the house, scratching sounds as if someone were climbing the walls. Samuel took another step, deciding to find the source of the sound. He moved carefully toward the stairs. At that moment, he felt a cold wind hit his face. Then he heard a whisper, "Leave. Go." Samuel paused for a moment. He recognized the voice. It belonged to his younger brother who had disappeared years ago. His eyes widened and his heart began to race. For a moment, he thought everything was unreal. But somehow, deep down, something whispered the truth to him. This house wasn't just a place of the past. There was something else here, a presence. And that presence had never left. He took another step, and at that moment, the door behind him slammed shut. The darkness grew deeper, and the sounds within the walls grew louder. A faint, ghostly laughter began to echo, and the presence of something approaching became clearer. Samuel didn't know what to do. He knew that if he turned back, those sounds, those presences, would follow him. But there was something else. A spirit, lost long ago in this abandoned house, was now calling him to return. Fear began to seep deeper into his mind, and Samuel set off in search of an escape. But every corner, every door, every step only pulled him further in. And that terrifying laughter now echoed in his ears.